our skin. We are young, we feel everything. Yeah, it's starting to begin. Hear the words we were meant to sing. Close my eyes, I feel where we are, where we are. We can run all night till the dawn, till the dawn. We light it up like the stars. No more fear of hiding. Stay where we are. We're the ones. We can break the silence. We can break the silence. We can break the silence. In the distance, I can see all the things that we can achieve. Are you starting to believe that tonight it was meant to be? Close my eyes, I feel where we are, where we are. We can run all night till the dawn, till the dawn. Light it up like the stars. No more fear of hiding. Stay where we are. We're the ones. We can break the silence. We can break the silence. We can break the silence.
We're standing face to face. We gotta take control and own the place. Get in, get out, grab hold on what we want. Like a rebel holding out on the run. We reach for the stars and shoot for the sun. We're not done before it is over. We will sail for now. Right.
Welcome to the third installment of the Cracked Media MultiVersus tournament. I am Quang, and with me, as always, is CJ, who still refuses to look at me.
Well, I'm sorry, man. There's some stuff going on over here. I can't help it. Pleasure to be with you again, Quang. Pleasure to be here for our second go around, but the third go around of the tournament. I'm really excited. We got a couple returning faces, a couple big name players, and some fresh faces as well. I think it's gonna be an interesting tournament, and as always, I dare not predict anything because I know I'll be wrong.
We are on the new patch, Season 2 of MultiVersus. I can't believe we've made it this far, honestly.
Absolutely, it's impressive.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, absolutely. I believe there's been a few changes. Quang has been doing his research. So, Quang, what can you tell us to expect from the new Season 2 patch? What differences could we see on the battlefield?
All right, first things first, Samurai Jack out. Not playable in this tournament. If you play Samurai Jack, it's not allowed. Pick a different character. Second, out of all the changes, a couple of big ones. I know we had a couple of Morty players last tournament, but we have a nerf to the best debuff in the game, Weaken. Weaken lowered your damage output, and it could stack up to 5 times. That is no longer the case. You can only stack it up 3 times max now, which affects a lot of characters like Morty. Morty's dirt would apply 2 stacks. So now it's, if he hits you twice in a row, it'll only stack up to 3 instead of 4. Pretty big change for that character specifically. But, affects basically the entire cast.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely one of those sort of more common sort of status effects that you see. It's not very niche, so I'll be interested to see if any of our new players come in with characters that maybe take advantage of that change. I believe you were also saying Superman had a bit of a change as well. Can you tell us anything about that?
There's a lot of small nerfs here and there. These patches in general kind of work towards the, I guess, making sure that people don't just get comboed around needlessly. So there was one patch before this one since the last tournament. Once again, another smaller patch. Just kind of fixing a lot of problems with Iron Giant specifically. We did get to see a little bit of the terror that was Iron Giant last tournament.
Yep.
Unbreakable combos, 0 to death. So Iron Giant's a little bit easier to combo now, and just they made sure that he can't just break out of anything that you try to do to him. Superman has a little bit an easier time killing off the top, if I remember correctly. This was Monday. I've had a full work week. I apologize. Also, we found out last week that reading really is not my strong suit. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But no, yeah. Superman has a little bit easier time killing off the top, if I remember correctly, but has a little bit harder time killing off the side and comboing into his abilities.
Interesting. And we do have a returning Anthos who was in the latter part of the tournament and a prolific Superman. So I'm curious to see if those changes are going to affect his playstyle or his kit in any way. We would also like to remind you, if you are watching this live on the Twitch stream, to make sure your Twitch drops are enabled. Get them connected up because we have 3 beautiful drops that you can pick up before Wednesday the 31st of July, including the Snack of the Champs sticker, the Eyes of the Warrior player icon, and the running ring out. So 30 minutes per drop. Make sure you're picking those up, and you get to go into multiverses and, you know, dunk on people in increasingly embarrassing and flashy ways, which, of course, we love to see, at least in casual play.
I mean, how are you doing in multiverses? I guess is my question to you, since neither of us are competing in this tournament. Are
Mm.
you secretly winding up practicing for next week? Do you see
Uh,
a secret CJ Zephyr uh comeback into the multiverses competitive sphere?
I will neither confirm nor deny if I'll be partaking in any future tournaments, but I have definitely been playing in the last week. I've been brushing up on my Rhine play. I'm still not as great as I definitely could be. But I've been enjoying the game. I've had a revitalized sort of motivation to sort of get in and, learn more about the game, see how it feels to actually play, so we can relate a bit more to our competitors going in. So maybe I will partake at some point. We will see, I suppose.
And
But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait and find out.
if you enjoy the personalities on this podcast, remember that the XP share, or I guess not in the tournament, we have a podcast. Let me speak in real words. Uh, we do have a podcast that goes on every other Sunday with myself, CJ, J Doggin, and Juice Wayne. Happens every other Sunday. XP Share Official. You can find it on this channel. But the best place to find the podcast and every past podcast is on Crack Media. That's crack-media.com. Check it out. Honestly, good website. There's some great articles written by yours truly that you should check out. There's some great art that you should check out. There's some great people that are not myself or any of the other people I mentioned that are also on there that you should also check out.
It is. It's definitely a place of budding creativity. Um, I look forward to eventually, throwing my hat in the ring and making my fair share of that. Um, but absolutely, I'll have to read a couple more of your articles. I haven't checked it recently, so I'll have to see if your writing is
Yeah.
is any better than your speaking.
It's definitely better than my reading. If that's something that we are gonna go by, because
That
oof.
yeah, it's certainly becoming a bit of a theme. I've noticed. But of course, yeah, end of the week it is a Friday. I suppose we should be a little bit lenient with you.
I mean, we should be a little lean with you. It's what, 3 a.m. now on your side of the Atlantic?
Yeah, that's rookie hours. It's rookie hours. Um,
How how's life on the Isle, the Great Isle?
it's interesting. It's interesting. I won't get too political here, as we're all here for just fun and games. But yeah, there's been some really good stuff going on recently. There's also been some not so great stuff, but you get that everywhere. But it's very peaceful at night, which I'm very thankful for. It is, I live in a quite rural area, so it's all nice and quiet. You get to go for a midnight stroll. It's beautiful. Um, how are things on your end of the world?
Uh, you know, uh, I'm ignoring a lot of it, almost willingly. It looks like we have the bracket up, and we are going into round one. A little bit smaller of a bracket this time around. But we are gonna start with the Black Star 718 and Bathe. I don't believe Bathe was in the last tournament.
Faith was
What's
not.
so hopefully we're gonna see something new.
Mm,
Maybe an upset, maybe a contender against Anthos, who does have a bye in this first round.
I'm very excited to see the new faces specifically. I think that having tournaments to sort of throw in these new faces that you're not used to, shake it up a little bit. It adds a really nice change of pace, and obviously, people like Anthos and Icy and Bobo, who are returning faces, and of course Blackstar as well. They don't necessarily know what to expect as much. Perhaps you the element of surprise is the edge you need in a fight like this, as we are yet to get the fabled Townsville map that Kwang has been wanting. We've been getting a
I
lot of.
don't think we're gonna ever see it. I'm once again until I show up, in one of these tournaments. I
Mm,
don't think it is a real possibility, and I think that's okay, and that's fine. We don't have to, conform.
we
But
will smile
also,
through the pain.
everyone wants their best chance to win, and keeping it consistent is a good way to, make sure that your practice matters.
No, absolutely. We did see a lot of Trophy's Edge and a lot of Sky Arena, Sky Stadium. It's one of those. I always get that wrong. No matter which one it's the USB. You put it in, and it's the wrong way around, and you flip it around, and it's wrong. It turns out you had it right the first time.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll
Skies
see a lot of
Arena
it as well.
is the correct.
There we are.
But I'll never correct you because as far as I'm concerned, you're always right, CJ.
That is a very dangerous statement.
No, CJ for US president.
Oh God. Oh God.
I don't believe you have a citizenship, which is a
Nope.
requirement here, but
Yep. Not yet. Although I might be able to sort that out actually. So we'll hold that off for next week perhaps. But no, I'm very excited. We have 9 very talented players coming in into this matchup, and we still have our losers bracket. So if you do lose your first matchup or you get knocked out of the upper bracket, that is absolutely no, you still have a chance to go in there and try and make your way to the grand final. We want to make sure everyone has as much opportunity as they can to play as many games as possible, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do.
I believe we are setting up this first game. I'm not entirely sure what to expect. We always have a chance of character changes. With each patch, the ebb and flow. Sometimes, if you're like me, you just go through a massive character crisis every single week, day, hour. Uh, I famously touted that I am an Arya player. Last week, I have entirely on this patch exclusively played Wonder Woman.
Ah.
It's been a lot of fun. I feel like she's pretty strong.
Mm. Yeah, I
Good.
definitely think each patch kind of offers the opportunity to see a lot of new styles of play. Obviously, last week we didn't see a Wonder Woman. We did see an Arya, and I believe that was from Icy, so we could see another one. But there was a lot of Harleys. There was a lot of Batman. I remember quite
Yeah.
vividly. A lot of Morty. Sorry. But I am intrigued to see if we see any different faces. I personally would love to see a little bit of Bugs and see, because I've been playing up against a lot of Bugs, and Bugs has been absolutely demolishing me. So I would love to see someone demolish Bugs. I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased. I've been having a right old line of bad luck, but we will see.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're all checking in here, beginning of tournament stuff. Everyone's trying to figure out how, the lobby system works. I wonder how much ranked everyone's been playing. Ranked is a new feature in the new season. Before you could only queue up and kind of hope you're playing against a good opponent. But uh now that we have a rank system, we can really feel out how good everybody is or how
Mm,
good you are when you're playing. I think the first matchup is going to be Velma into Joker. Velma had some changes with the way that I believe it was the speech bubble works. It no longer passes through platforms; it bounces off, or it's the other way around. I like distinctly remember her projectiles always going through platforms.
Mm, nah.
But I might be wrong. Not gonna lie, I don't see a lot of Velma in general in my
I don't either. You see her a little bit in 2v2, and admittedly, that's where I've been sinking a fair amount of my time. I've been seeing her paired in 2v2. I think with characters like Taz and Velma, where you kind of limit or otherwise confine your opponent, then a pairing like that can be quite useful. But absolutely, I think it'll be very interesting to see what kind of characters we have going in. It looks like we have a Jason Voorhees, and I know that's the Batman who laughs. I'm not sure if that is a Joker or a Batman because it could be either. I think it's a Joker.
I believe it's a Joker, yes. It is important to mention Joker is not the same Joker that we saw last time. They've some of the perks that made Joker really, really strong have been nerfed. Specifically Airwalk. And they have reduced his ground air dodge, which used to be one of the longest in the game.
Absolutely, and those immunity frames can be very, very important as Voorhees and Joker now fairly evened matchup so far. 73 to 72 on the heat. Looks like Voorhees is going to try and maintain that ledge control.
They also did change the ledge. There's so many changes. I'm now realizing. They changed the ledge so that you can't just hang on the wall now. It's a little bit quicker for the character to slide down, which is a good change because everyone seemed a little too comfortable just hanging out, you know.
Absolutely.
And another
absolutely another vertical elimination from Voorhees here. Sat at 120 heat now. A very nice dodge there, and it does look like he's favoring those vertical attacks quite heavily with the collapsing bed and the machete. Do you think Joker can come back from this at all?
I think Joker can. I think Joker still has a very strong combo
there
game,
it is.
especially against. You can't ask me questions like this. Historically, I will ruin the game for somebody.
Oh, there is the Caster's Curse. Congratulations, Bathe, on the first point. We are doing a best of 3, at least for the initial rounds, I believe.
Yes, and we are going to see game 2 come in. There may or may not be a character switch. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, Joker is not the same menace that he was a couple weeks ago with all those nerfs. I'm interested to see also if anybody's going to play Agent Smith. That was a character that people were interested in previously, but could not play due to him being a Battle Pass exclusive at the time. Now that you can purchase him, I wonder if anyone's interested in playing him in this tournament.
It'll be very interesting to see, absolutely. I'm just getting in that the Bandito, one of our newer fighters, has been automatically pushed into the semi-final due to either a disqualification or a no-show. I believe that's a no-show.
Yep.
But and otherwise we have Shaf Nizzle, I hope I'm saying that correctly, going against Gritaku. Gritaku has a 1-point lead on that, and we have Icy Gobert going up against Wowo, it's Bobo, and neither of which have scored a point at this time. We'll keep you up to date as those scores roll in.
We are seeing a lot of returning players, a lot of our top returning players. And it'll be interesting to see if there'll be any change as far as kind of their approach to Anthos specifically. You know, Anthos is our reigning champion, and he kind of did it in a dominating fashion, uh, causing people like Trick to character switch a couple of times. He himself character switching in the middle of the tournament. Uh,
He's a very
so
versatile player. He's very flexible. Um, and that does, of course, make him a threat. Obviously, Bobo, known for their Rick and Morty plays, IC known for their Aya plays. I think it'll be. I'm very excited to see how far those two go. Obviously, being our fifth and one of our joint seventh places. But I think we were talking about this last week. Do you focus on Anthos or do you focus on what's right ahead of you? Honestly, I think IC and Wowo both understand that this is something where they need to focus on what is right ahead of them. Excuse me. Obviously, Anthos is on the opposite side of the bracket to them. So if they are going to be facing Anthos, it's not going to be right until the end of the winners bracket.
I will say, Anthos probably feeling a little good about himself, probably feeling a little confident, getting that
Mm.
bye round one, making sure waiting on this match that we're currently in the queue for game number 2 um to see who he plays next. And Jason looking pretty good, looking pretty strong.
Absolutely. I think there is a certain advantage to be had in sort of being the match immediately after this. You get to know what kind of opponent you're going into. I mean, and sort of basically practicing and getting ready to immediately throw yourself into the fray. I think the only thing is I don't think Black Star. Obviously, we know Bathe, but I don't believe Black Star fought Anthos whatsoever. So if either of these competitors are able to make it through, if my knowledge is serving me well and my memory is right, it's not a fight he's used to. It's not like a fight with IC where he kind of has something to expect. So the unknown factor is something we can't ignore.
Are we Do we have any asking production? Do we know what's going on with game number 2 here? Hmm. Interesting, interesting. It seems we are missing a player all of a sudden. That's no good.
We will try and get back in touch with them as quickly as possible. But of
Uh,
course, the joys of an online tournament like this, like we had last week, technical difficulties are expected and many when they do arrive. So that's why we're here, I suppose, to keep the flow, keep the momentum going.
yeah. And I see Greek Taku is up against Shaf Nizzle.
Mm,
Greek Taku is a returning player, though unfortunately got knocked out by the runner-up of last week's tournament, Dark Knight. It does it feels bad, but it also doesn't feel the worst when you get knocked out by number 2.
mm. I think it's one of those things where you you know you got to take it in your stride and you need to sort of understand that losses happen. They come and we need to deal with them, but obviously there is every opportunity to improve, and you've got an entire week. You get to reassess the situation and keep pushing forward. Really, I think it's all you can do. I am just now realizing I am terribly sorry. Bath was in the tournament last week. I'm just looking now. We didn't cover any of their matches on stream, which is probably why um I that slipped my mind. But I believe they were playing Velma last week, so clearly they have switched up the strategy, and clearly it's working in their favor.
Now, while we're waiting, I am doing a quick look at some of the buffs and nerfs of the characters that we were talking about. So yes, Superman has less aerial momentum when he does his side attack, which means that he doesn't go nearly as far. That's what I was talking about, which makes it a little bit harder to kill off the side as a side effect of that. Jason had a small buff this patch specifically where his ground side attack 1 had its hit stun reduced a little bit slightly. I believe someone was mentioning that it might make it easier for it to connect into the side attack 2. But it's interesting. I know that Jason also got a nerf on his resurrectionist perk, where he could bring back fighter, but instead of just being launched into the air, they're immediately wrung out when resurrected. When the
Interesting.
resurrection ends,
Yeah.
which is good and doesn't really apply to this tournament, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, they had a lot of issues with the Iron Giant last patch, which they have since fixed. Like I said, since the weakened nerfs and the Skywalk nerfs are ones that we kind of have to look out for. Skywalk not only affecting Joker but Arya as well, unfortunately.
Mm, absolutely. I know there
Um,
were a couple different heroes of that affect. I believe the Skywalk has also affected Dog. That is something I've noticed in my personal play.
oh no.
So yeah, another little nick I have to take. We are just getting in that we are going to keep the tournament moving, and Bathe is going to be pushed to the next round. And he is going up against the man to beat. I believe Anthos Ismail. If I have gotten that wrong, I do apologize. I will release a tweet longer with a sincere apology after this stream. But going up against the
We
person to
will
beat
do it
Anthos,
together.
absolutely. You can write it. I'll read it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anthos, let's see if he plays the Superman or if he decides that he wants to do the Iron Giant. Those are the two characters that he played Superman and Joker in the
Mm.
last tournament. Using both equally throughout the tournament. So, it'll be interesting to see who he picks. I don't suspect a character change from Bath. Um,
I don't really either. It was incredibly strong. He obviously showed that vertical prowess that is incredibly important when you're dealing with maps like we probably will be with Trophy's Edge and Sky Stadium, where there aren't no upper platforms for you to land on and kind of reset. So
CJ, you're great. It's
I,
sky's the
I
limit.
fuck it up. God damn it! I told you I fuck. Listen, I think Sky Stadium sounds better because of the alliteration.
Sure.
I'm gonna petition that now. I'm a professional. This is a professional show. This is great.
Yeah, let's add a little bit of a tongue twister to the
we
casting.
can yeah we can cut that out in post, right? We can cut that out in post, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, well, production is confirming that we
Mm.
are gonna cut Zephyr's mishap
I'll
in
just I'll
post.
just hold on. Sky Arena. There we go. We'll just dub that over. We'll dub it. It's
Uh,
fine.
and I don't know if it was mentioned, but we're unable to get to Black Star. So, in the interest of the tournament itself, we have disqualified Black Star. And through the uh through the rest of the bracket, we have now in winners semifinals the Bandito and Icy Gobur. On the other side is Gritaku waiting for the winner of Anthos and Bathe. In losers quarters, we have Whoa Whoa It's Bobo waiting for the loser of this match here.
And then we will also have Shaft Nizzle, who will be waiting for his match as well. It will be very
Oh,
interesting
sorry.
to see.
I misspoke. Shaft Nizzle is the one who is waiting for the loser of this match in losers round 2. That is my fault. And
Absolutely.
Bobo will be looking for the loser of the next round. But here we are with Wonder Woman and Jason. I'm glad that Anthos has clearly taken inspiration from my character. As he is getting comboed to 28%.
Up now to 31. Again, Jason showing that vertical prowess. Although Anthos has immediately evened up the field, bringing Bathe up to now 41 to a 52. It's very interesting.
Did you happen to see which perks each character went? Because Wonder Woman also had a relatively big nerf, adding 6 frames of lag on her lasso. So I wonder if she took the grappling lasso, or the strong projectile hit.
I haven't seen her use her projectiles, so I'm not sure which of those she took. Obviously, we do have the elimination from Anthos, and already got Bathe up to a 71 on the heat. Anthos sitting at a 98, so not impossible. The Vanish does not save them, though, as Bathe takes a second elimination, being taken out in the top left corner. Anthos now on a 2-0 lead, sat at 117.
Unfortunately, the Vanish is semi-predictable. As soon as it comes out, you kind of know where Jason's gonna appear. And Anthos taking advantage of that and clearly taking a strong control of this game.
He has done incredibly well, but Anthos gets the control and gets the elimination, a 3-0 victory. The first round is going to go to Anthos. A very impressive performance from Bathe, but clearly, Anthos sort of, the character switch, the unpredictability from that made it quite an even playing field, and whilst Bathe was showing very good vertical control, Anthos's combinations and juggling, I think, honestly won them the matchup there.
Wonder Woman has a lot of strong combo tools, clearly very strong off stage. A lot of her aerials are really strong and are able to get those KOs relatively quickly, as long as the character's pushed out onto the the edge of the screen, especially a character like Jason, who you expect would be a little tankier. I'm sure Bathe was caught off guard by just how strong this character can be.
And we are now going to go to the Haunted Mansion. As far as sort of these maps that we've seen in the tournament goes, probably one of my favorites, obviously with the destructible terrain that I love so dearly.
It's probably also a better matchup for Jason in general. Those side walls might help Jason live a little bit longer. Clearly, Bade didn't have problem getting the percent once he started getting the hits in, but once he gets caught in these loops, oh,
Yep, and the dodging
the
is just
read.
not enough. The wall did save him on that occasion, but the wall is now broken. He's up to 40, and now he is done. 140 heat. I mean, there's not really much you can do at that point, is there?
Yeah, it's really hard. This is actually no longer true. That loop used to be true. But Anthos being very patient, reacting to the option that Bade is almost panicking into, and gets another kill off of the wall.
Insane. An insane juggling technique there. Was able to get a very strong elimination. Anthos now are 2 stocks up and already got Jason back up to 64% now on the 72. Going for that side elimination, and that was insanely quick.
Anthos clearly showing why they're number 1.
And with
They
a
are the
2-0
player to beat.
victory. A 2-0 that, I mean, that's
hard.
I mean, there's not really much you can do. I mean, kudos to Bathe. Obviously, you will have an opportunity to come back as you go face Shaft Nizzle in the losers bracket. But Anthos, I think the dominating victory after dominating victory. I mean, Grutaku's gotta be concerned, right?
I mean, the thing that everyone technically has in this tournament is that Wonder Woman isn't a tricky character. She doesn't have a lot of gimmicks the same way that kind of Superman does. Superman walls you out a little bit with the ice breath and tries to grab you and throw you off the side, baits you to use all your air stuff so he can uppercut you into the sky, you know. Wonder Woman is what I would consider an honest character. She doesn't have huge priority. She does have a sword, but in a game that has a lot of projectiles in it, you can't expect a sword to beat out everything, and honestly it doesn't. So she can be a relatively honest character, especially after they added a lot of little end lag on a lot of her moves. That being said, I know there was some community outcry about our favorite little gremlin here. But the gremlin also has been nerfed a little bit. The ground the ground down attack, the bed no longer has any knockback on it, and the music notes that spawn from it don't have any knockback until you finish the move and they get sent out.
Shield.
There's a little bit of community outcry about that, as it's a big part of his game plan. But we'll see how Grutaku kind of adapted to the changes. I love the Hot Wheels. Can we?
Incredible use of the Hot Wheels, yes. And, you know, very good at keeping distance, using projectiles to his advantage here. You know, now Anthos kind of on the back foot a little bit with 57. Obviously nowhere near an eliminating blow at this time. The Gremlin sat now at 64, both getting very close to those edges.
Whoa. Like I said, the wall's not as safe as it used to be, destroying our favorite car. Oh, and Grutaku waits out the aerial movement to start this combo that might lead into a kill.
Very nice elimination there from Grutaku. Or Gritaku, I should say. And, you know, sat at 79, now up to 85, you know, probably expecting an elimination. There it is. I summoned it into existence, but, you know, both now basically on even footing.
Oh,
trying to line up.
Yeah, I mean, both of us are reacting to just the car almost connecting into itself as Anthos tried to jump out of the combo. You can kind of see that last week you'd see a lot of people hanging out right on the wall and stalling out, but each time one of these characters does, they're getting punished for it. and we go back to kind of an even state here. And as I say that, Gritaku obviously has to start punishing the Wonder Woman.
Absolutely. Looks like gonna try and use that projectile, but it's not going to connect. Both now in midair. This is a very risky position to be in. Amazing dodges from Gremlin, almost eliminating Wonder Woman there. Now at 117 heat, and there you go. 2-1 up now is Gritaku. Anthos potentially on the back foot, a position we've not really seen them in so far in their career in Crap Media MultiVersus.
It was a good catch out of the air as our fun gremlin friend is just smacking the crap out of this Amazonian warrior. Oh,
that was
very
very close. Incredibly close. At 90, sorry, is Wonder Woman. 111 heat for the Gremlin. Now both are over 100. Anthos is in a very risky position, gets the elimination. The stocks are evened, but any hit could do it. And a use of the Hot Wheels, and Gritaku takes the victory. Incredible use of combination there. What do you make of that?
I don't know. Like I said, Wonder Woman's a little too honest, I think. Anthos, you could clearly see when Anthos was able to get in and get a hit, racks up a lot of damage, is able to get into the kill, set up the kill situations. But maybe he just wasn't expecting Gritaku to be as, well versed in the matchup, zoning really well. It's got to be frustrating, and it looks like we're running it back. I was kind of expecting a character change, to be honest. I do want to see here. I know for a lot of characters, the perks are standardized, but I want to know Wonder Woman. I know a lot of people have different opinions, especially Nakat, community manager, our community manager, Nakat. Oh, it looks like they're just going for the straight 5% perk instead of any of the character specific ones. Do we don't have any rules on perk usage in this tournament, right?
Don't believe so, no. Alrighty, we are now going back to the Sky Stage, as I will call it in this instance.
We'll get there. I believe in you.
Absolutely. Anthos now with a very good opening. A little bit of ledge control here. And looks like they may have been going for an early elimination. Not playing around at all.
Oh. Yeah, Anthos might have figured... Oh! Gets the grab!
That dodge from Gremlin might have just saved it.
Not quite enough. First stock going to Anthos, but I mean, we've seen Gritaku take very quick stocks. So this could be even.
This is a very even matchup, and immediately as he says it, I mean, I don't even think they were above 75. An incredible play from Gritaku, tries to use the Hot Wheels vehicle again, and they're now both battling on the edge. Slightly terrifying.
I don't know if I like Anthos's use of the Amazon shield. It almost feels like he's using it on cooldown, and basically, oh no! Basically, elimination. Broken, and he gets spiked into the blast zone. As I'm talking about some Wonder Woman tech, but Gritaku really feels like he has a control over this matchup.
Absolutely. Anthos was not able to follow it up on this occasion. A very nice dodge, but the looks like there is going to be a connection. Obviously, Gremlin now sat at 100. There we go, evened up, and 39 is not a lot of heat. We've seen both of these players get very early eliminations at very low heat. So honestly, this could go either way. I think this is the most even matchup we've seen Anthos in so far.
It is a very close. It is. Anthos having trouble getting back on stage though, and honestly, Gutaku's doing a great job just making sure Anthos can't get back onto the ledge, waiting the setup. I don't know if he has. You can see he's falling faster and faster.
Yep.
Oh, but it ends up sneaking his way back on.
Back
Resetting
again
all
on
his
that
air.
ledge. Oh, that wasn't enough. I thought Anthos would maybe be able to save it there, but unfortunately, I think at that point it just came down to a heat difference, and the heat on Anthos was a lot higher.
I
Gritaki,
thought he was living that. I thought he was coming back after that hit, and you can see those ledge nerfs coming into play that last game. As you can see, the speed at which the cling ended up going, the give on it makes it a lot easier to control that pacing off stage, since Anthos really had to get back,
yeah.
unable to quite do so in a way that let him trade damage back. But our previous winner falling to the losers bracket.
Not, I believe because we're in semi-finals now.
Oh,
So I believe there is another round yet to come. I believe this is best of 5. Now that we're in semi-finals, but obviously with it being a smaller bracket, you know, we're used to these first few matches going in quite quickly. But Andros still has a chance to bring it through. Just to update you guys on what is going on, Bathe has been beaten by Nizzle in a 2-0 victory, and now Nizzle is moved up to the quarterfinals in the second bracket. Icy Gobert is 2-0 up currently on Bandito as they go into their third round. And now Wonder Woman again with a very strong opening with an easy 10% heat.
I like sticking the character more this time around because clearly he's keeping it close. Oh no! I thought I cursed him again.
Almost did it again, although they are still fighting in the air, able to finally get their feet back onto the ground.
I really like Rutaku's uses of the Hot Wheels. Really just forcing Wonder Woman off of the stage. And the popcorn blocking the hit so that Gizmo can really just get in there. Ooh, some good hits by Anthos though.
A very good use of the ranged attacks along with some incredible Hot Wheels maneuvers and a very good set of juggling combos. Has Anthos here at 121 heat. Obviously, Gremlin sat at 86. Could still do a lot of damage, but it does look like at 144 now. Wonder Woman is in a very dangerous position, and the spike is gonna do it.
Stronger than ever.
Now, it feels bad because you're at such a high percent, but getting a quick return kill, clearly a very even matchup.
No,
I
absolutely.
see that Wonder Woman's getting the opening, and honestly, I haven't seen Gutaku have such trouble getting back onto the ground.
The dodge saved it from the lasso.
Oh, unable to follow up on the lasso hit, but is able to get a couple of good side attack hits. Surprised that he didn't go for the upwards kill here. But what do I know? Anthos clearly having a plan. Separate and is up 100 heat.
Has a strategy. Gremlin sat at a very high level, whereas Wonder Woman is comfortably sat down all the way at only 32. I think what we've seen is both of these competitors, once they can get you in a combo loop, they are dominant. So it really has just come down to breaking those loops, and Anthos takes a second stock.
Very clean. Honestly, a very clean stock from Anthos. Getting the rhythm, maybe getting used to the matchup. Maybe this is something that Gutaku has to figure out, maybe mix some things up. Because clearly Anthos has figured out something this game. As he continues to rack up the damage and keeping the pressure up on Gizmo.
There it is. He's keeping him on the edge. not letting him hit the ground, not letting him open those combos. Anthos takes it. He gets the point there. An incredible performance. Anthos is still in it. We are going to go to our 4th round. And just coming in now, congratulations to Icy Gobert with your Aya plays, getting you through to the winners of the top bracket round with a 3-0 victory. Very well done. Bandito now facing off against Nizzle in the quarterfinals of the second bracket.
We saw a dominant game from Gizmo game 1. Game 2 was close, and it feels like the game has fully swung into Anthos's favor. I don't know what Gritaku needs to change, but clearly Anthos changed something and is able to come back and win game number 3 and might be on his way to reverse sweep the winner's semifinals match.
It would be a one hell of a comeback and just another accolade to add to his repertoire as we go to the Haunted Mansion now. The wall on the right side already broken, the Hot Wheels broken, and the popcorn as well. It looks like Anthos is just desperately trying to mitigate as much of the Gremlins kit as possible. Gremlins sat at now 56. Wonder Woman sat at a very comfortable 13 as they now play on the edge.
Oh, almost getting the strong hit of the side attack, but getting cleanly just pushed back onto stage by Gritaku. And as I say that, getting the strong down attack, pushing Gizmo off the stage into the blast zone. Taking an early lead, only at 35 heat.
Absolutely, and it really does seem that Anthos has sussed out Gritaku. This is the most even matchup it could possibly be, in my opinion. Wonder Woman now at 94. They're going to play around that edge again. It looks like he went for the spike. Didn't quite connect in time, but still a lot of damage done. Gremlin sat at 1341, playing at that edge. Obviously the weakened status now coming into play, not as strong as it once was, but you know, it's got to be helpful. Gremlins really got to pull it out of the bag. Gritaku now the left wall broken,
and honestly with the wall's broken, it's basically just Sky's now you have me double guessing myself. Sky's arena. Both of them just looking for a hit that they can confirm into a kill shot. Going for Randy's strong side attack as Anthos gets back on stage. Oh, the Hot Wheels really just mixing Anthos up, exploding in Wonder Woman's face and getting the stock. It's 111 heat deficit though for the Gizmo.
No, absolutely. He was able to secure that stock, but did he take too much damage? In the meantime, there it is, the second elimination. Now down to their final stock is Gremlin, but able to get a lot of damage. Looks like they tried to get an elimination on the side here. Wonder Woman sat at a very, very noticeable 91, 93, 94, now up to 96.
Exploding the popcorn in Wonder Woman's face. Gritaku's waiting very long, waiting for Wonder Woman to use her dodge, but unfortunately it's not enough when she has her shield up. And as long as Gritaku doesn't take too much damage here and gets the kill, I think he's in a good spot, or they're in a good spot. Gizmo's able to clearly kill Wonder Woman at early percents. But Anthos finds his way in, adding little bits of damage each time with those side 1, 2, 3 attacks.
Yeah, able to completely counter the Hot Wheels. He's now very close to the edge, although even though Wonder Woman is at an incredibly high heat, any hit will do it and that will be it. But with Gremlin sat at 100 heat already, yeah, he basically has to avoid any major attacks, which he doesn't in this instance.
Now, This is still anybody's game. We can't count Rutaku out, but it's looking really bad as
He did it
these
again.
games go quick.
could
I
do
shouldn't
this
say
all day.
anything. I
You
think,
did it again every
I-
time.
I think
Every time.
I want no. Listen to me. You can't hate the game, okay? All right.
We're not hating the
I
game.
wanted to see game 5. I wanted to see game 5. That's the game that I'm playing. The score's even up. Anthos might reverse a sweep Gritaku. This looked like a bad matchup game 1, and now Anthos is leading entire stocks. It was very close until it wasn't. But if I could see glimpses of greatness possibly happening for both players, and it literally could be
Let's get this
anybody's
over
game.
with.
It's so hard to guess as we go back to the Haunted Mansion. And this time, Gizmo gets the first hit.
No, absolutely. Anthos, of course, is fighting to be our reigning, defending Cracked Media MultiVersus champion. Takes a lot of damage here, up to almost 50 heat, whereas Gremlin is sat at 32. But a 20 damage deficit between players like this is basically nothing. It all comes down to those late game combos, those high heat hits. Both now dancing on the verge of death. I hate it when they do this. It's terrifying. Both still incredibly even.
Honestly, I really like King Gritaku's patience with his projectiles, waiting for Anthos to commit to something before using any of his attacks. And now, even though it's even, Anthos is on the back foot, able to reverse it as once again, talk a lot about the game, but this game is just going really back and forth constantly. It's really hard to predict what's about to happen.
Incredibly difficult. Both at a very high amount of heat. An incredible elimination there from Anthos. Obviously, Anthos now sat at 40 heat. It's evened up all over again.
I'm ready for
Both at 0, both 1 stock down. The Hot Wheels coming out. It is deflected. This is an incredibly even matchup. I could not be happy with the results we're seeing right now. This is gameplay.
Anthos is doing a really good job of using the Wonder Woman's shield to stop incoming projectiles, but with that aggression, Gritaku's slowing his gameplay down quite a bit and making sure that, if you're going to commit to such a laggy option, I'm just going to jump back. I'm just going to hit you with my little pew-pew and then charge my Hot Wheels straight into your face. And sometimes it's going to hit. Sometimes I'm just going to hit you upwards over and over again and take a stock. I need to win this game, is what he just said.
Oh my god!
What he just said.
That is
He
gonna
needs
be
to
the
win this
upset
game.
of the century. He went from 0 to 30, got the elimination on the right-hand side. Gritaku was done playing games. Gritaku was done entertaining. They came here for one reason, and that was to win this tournament. They'd giving Anthos the hope that they might be able to take it in that 5th round. And they completely pulled the rug from underneath us. An incredible dominant victory. Anthos is going to go to the losing bracket.
I was like, this game's so even, it's going back and forth. And then Gritaku was like, I too wanted it to go to game 5 just so I can show you what kind of player I am. And you know what kind of player he is? He's the kind of player to say, oh, you sneezed the wrong way. You're done. And he finished the stock. It was GG's to Anthos. Gritaku moves on.
I think that is one of the quickest stock eliminations we've seen in all of the tournaments. If not the quickest, one of the quickest, from 0 to 32.
0 to death. Gritaku is going to go into winner's final, going up against Icy Go Burr. And Anthos is going down to fight Whoa, it's Bobo. in the losers' quarters. And
I
the other side
believe
of the
that is a
top 8.
rematch from last tournament. I believe they faced each other at least at one point.
Yeah, actually, Whoa, it's Bobo is the only person in the tournament to take a game off of Anthos last tournament.
Incredible. So, honestly, down there, and with it being a semi-final, it is another best of 5 matchup. So, it's not impossible for either of those individuals to make their way. Actually, no, it is a quarterfinal. I stand corrected. I misread. It's infectious. Quang's reading ability and comprehension is slowly starting to take me
Down
down.
to my level. Down to my level.
But what
It is still top 8. It
absolutely it is. What we know for a fact is what we are gonna get is a best of 5 between Gritaku, who I assume will be playing Gremlin once again, as they have been this entire matchup, against Arya Stark, played by Icy Go Burr, which honestly I imagine Gritaku's gonna pull some very similar tactics because Arya is again a very up close and personal kind of kit.
Icy also did play Jake the dog last tournament. And Jake has been slowly but surely getting some buffs. So maybe at a certain point we'll see Jake the dog come out once again. I don't know at what state he is in. I don't know at what kind of like how good the character is at this point. I know previously not considered a very strong character. But for now, it is the Arya going into the Gizmo. Oh, I just got confirmation that Jake is not coming out. Sad days.
We're gonna have no Jake here at all. Uh
But I'm excited. I want to see what Icy is able to do if the Arya still goes hard without the Airwalker.
mm.
Meanwhile, clearly, I'm a Gizmo believer now. I was a Gizmo believer before, but after the nerfs, I was not. I was kind of hesitant to be like, oh, he's gonna be so good. He's still so good. But now I'm like, oh, they didn't nerf him enough. Apparently, I don't know.
Well, I am going to remain completely impartial in this instance to maintain a little bit of even footing here. But I'm very intrigued. I do imagine we're gonna see somewhat similar strategies from Gizmo in this instance. Obviously, Arya is going to be using a lot of Needle. And obviously, if we're not going to see a lot of Airwalker, I imagine we'll see a slightly different perk makeup, which may affect the playstyle of Icy. But as we go to Trophy's Edge here, to I suppose the floating platforms may be the only thing that really factor into their potential playstyle.
Yeah, I mean the platforms are definitely something that you have to consider, especially because as far as any upward combo is going to be greatly affected by where those platforms are. It's going to extend combos. It can prevent combos depending on how high you make it up. It also affects your
My
way
brother
on
gave me
coming
the sword.
down. While it
Time
does
to make good
refresh
use of
you your ground or your air options when you land on a platform, it could also, you know, prevent you from getting to a safe neutral space. But you can see that already Gritaku getting the zoning out, trying to make it hard for Arya to make it in. Because Arya doesn't have a lot of strong rush down options despite what it may look like.
No, but of course she does have the ability of the Faceless, which, as we saw there with the Umbrella, may honestly be, instead of attacking, maybe a way to save her from potential ring outs here. An incredible vertical juggle! Not quite enough for the elimination, but got him at nearly 100. There we go, 108 now. Gremlin's in a very difficult position. Oh, very risky plays now going off of the edge of the map.
The dash gets interrupted by the Hot Wheels, and unfortunately, there's not much that Arya could do in that situation, but get sent off into the blast zone. Icy's gonna try to quickly, you know, return the favor, looking for the up airs, but is getting just shot back, shotgunned with the popcorn. I've spilled some hot butter on myself before, and you know, not a good time.
It would certainly add some heat. That is for certain. Gremlin making very good use of these projectiles, keeping himself away from those close-up melee attacks that Arya is known for. Still sat at 139 heat. There is the elimination. Arya sat up at a 61. A lot of damage has definitely been done. Able to avoid the Hot Wheels in this instance. But are we going to see another vertical juggle from Gremlin? Not in this case, as she teleports out with a very good knife.
I like the way that Icy is kind of mixing up his aggression. The Arya specifically does require a lot of forward movements. Almost catching. I like the idea. Unfortunately, you kind of have to mix up your aggression because Arya really wants to just go in, get all the hits, and possibly get like a 0-to-death kill. But
No,
he goes for the read,
absolutely.
unfortunately dies for it.
Went for a very close to the edge elimination. Are we going to see a spike from Gremlin? Sees the opportunity, but now the roles are reversed. Aya now going up at 65, going for a spike of her own. Gremlin now back on the high ground. This is just back and forth with Gremlin having a 2-to-1 stock lead on Aya, 82-99.
I'm surprised that the knife got eaten there. Feels bad for the Arya player, but you know, Gizmo's doing a really good job keeping control. It might look even, but as a reminder, Gizmo was a full stock up as he closes out the first game.
The downward spike. The downward spike on the edge. I mean, we saw that both players were going for it. Both clearly saw a very good elimination. You know, it's not over for Icy. Did a lot of very good damage there, but first match is going to go to Gritaku.
I really like the aggression out of Icy. I like going for the reads. Sometimes you guess wrong, right? You go for the wrong read, and it doesn't pan out, and you kind of put your arms up and shrug, especially if you just die afterwards. But you know, if he was able to get those catches on Gizmo, he would have been up 1-2, maybe 2 stocks early on, and you know, that's not something you can kind of relax. That's not the kind of thing you can relax about if you're Gritaku. You got to know that you got a little lucky that he guessed wrong, and of course there's a bunch of other factors in it, but to boil it down to its simplest, the most common factor is that Icy said, "I think you're gonna be here," and Gritaku was like, "Oh, actually, I'm up here."
Yeah.
We're gonna
No,
switch this up real
absolutely.
quick.
And it looks like we're seeing a little bit of a skin change here with now a Matrix Gremlin. Clearly downloading some tactics from the Matrix. Maybe going to get Neo to help us out here as we go to Sky Park for our next matchup.
I do like that you. Yeah, I like that you chose
no intention of
a
letting someone
different
else be the
word than
victor.
stadium, because you're
This
still
quest is
wrong.
getting-
Oh, I broke you there for a moment, and I am so
My-
proud of it.
If that was intentional, I guess that's fine. My I got mixed up. Holy crap!
I have shattered the caster. Gizmo getting a lot of range damage in. Already got Aya up to an 84. Aya's got some catching up to do as they
Arya
failed to get the juggle.
Oh, I really like this thing. Icy was doing it in the last match as well, but really looking for the punish on the Hot Wheels follow-up. And he gets the early up kill. That's the power of Arya. That's
Very good.
that she is very good at. Unfortunately, Gizmo gets the return kill.
Absolutely.
I'm not biased. Okay.
You're not biased. You're not, of course. And looks like Aya went for a dodge on that instance, but wasn't able to escape the juggling here. And now Gizmo able to get a lot of incredible damage out. Aya sat at a 47. Going to bring Gizmo up to 28 on the heat. Both are going to dance around that Hot Wheels. It's gotten rid of. Aya trying to deny any and all assets that Gizmo may pull into the arena, but the ranged attacks are going to deal a very hefty amount of damage. Elimination to the top, 2-1 up for Gizmo.
That all started with, you know, Gizmo knowing, like there, Icy really wants to destroy that car. It wants to kind of make sure that if Gizmo gets in the car, that's where she's going to start her combo. But, unfortunately, you know, when you have players as good as these, they catch on to those tactics pretty quickly. But Arya getting some quick damage, punishing with his own move. Unfortunately, not able to close out that stock the way that she wanted it.
Able to avoid the car on this instance, but it isn't enough. A vertical elimination goes to Gizmo on a 3-1 victory. That is going to be their second round. As we move into the third, is Gritaku going to get a 3-0 sweep on Icy? It is worth saying that Anthos has beaten Bobo in a 2-0 victory in the quarterfinals of Bracket 2, who will now be facing up against Nizzle as we speak in a 5-round matchup to go on to the finals of the second bracket. Obviously, we'll be facing the loser of this matchup. The winner will go to the grand final.
If we're looking above me, I was lied to. I was told that Jake would not come out. Jake is here. Honestly, I don't know if the switch, maybe it's more of a mental thing, was necessary. Like I said, both those games were deceptively close. Arya is able to get a lot of quick damage, a lot of quick kills. You saw it happen, at least for one of the stocks. But, you know, sometimes it feels like there's a wall and you need to switch something up. And like I said before, there were some buffs to Jake, so we'll see if those buffs come and change the tide. Let Icy hopefully get a game off on Gritaku. If not, we'll see a 3-0 victory heading into grand finals for this individual, this competitor. But as you can see, Icy trying to take advantage of the extended range that Jake has. Oh!
The threat from the projectiles has definitely been identified. A lot of damage has gone to Jake, though, set at 89, now at 90. We're going to see, obviously, if that switch up is going to be enough. A very good use of the car form there, but very heavy damage, and the projectile is going to be enough for the elimination. Taking a 1-0 lead is the Gremlin, Gizmo, one of those. My mind is gone. All are correct. Yeah.
Oh, getting some good damage on is Jake, but unfortunately, he needs to close out this stock as quickly as possible before the game starts getting away from him. Oh, is able to sneak underneath the Hot Wheels to punish, but only gets a couple of hits in and isn't able to extend that combo any further as Gizmo gets Jake off stage again, looking for the kill.
Went for a spike there, it looked like.
Capitalize.
And now in the same position, Jake at 104 heat, going up to 115. The Hot Wheels saved, though, it looks like, by the boat form. But it's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Gremlin as Jake now comes in trying desperately to make that distance. And he does with elimination of his own. Incredible plays here. Can he bring it back?
Oh, that was so close. Oh, can he follow up? Oh,
He went for the
quick
spike and he
nailed
stunned
the
it.
second one.
He has evened up this matchup. This
That-
has gone from a dominant victory to anyone's game in a matter of moments. That is how quickly the tide can shift. An aerial juggle. Gizmo is not playing around anymore.
You gotta know that Gritaku's thinking about that Tromp again. Now he's gonna be very careful
There it
with
is.
being off stage.
The stretch! The stretch does it! Icy Go Burr brings up the Jake he promised we would never see. And the lie has led to the truth that this match is
This
going to
was-
keep going. There's a chance.
This is the tactic. This was the lie. Gritaku was in chat. He knew it. He knew. He saw the future, and he was like, I won't even think about Jake. And now the Jake's picked. You know, all of a sudden Gritaku's nervous, and multiple times he got gently nudged into the blast zone.
Absolutely.
Go-
I think the versatility of Jake's kit, and it's a very chaotic character to play. I very much struggle with keeping track of what Jake is doing. That was insane.
I
Absolutely
would personally like
crazy.
to apologize to anybody in the chat for your ears. I understand that I get very high pitched sometimes. I got very excited. It will happen again. I'm not that sorry.
Absolutely,
but-
absolutely. Nah,
I would like to
honestly, that
apologize.
was brilliant. It's all hype at the end of the day, isn't it? There's not much you can do. And of course, if you would like to rewatch that matchup, because I know I want to, I want to do one of those frame by frame YouTube videos where we just analyze that entire match. But all of these matches will be uploaded to the Cracked Media YouTube channel. So you will be able to find all the matches from this tournament that we have streamed, as well as all the streamed games from the tournament last week as well. Just go to Cracked Media on YouTube, or join the Discord where the playlist will be linked for you, where you can rewatch all of these incredible matchups as round 4 goes to Sky Gymnasium.
Yeah, Sky. You're not. You're doing it on purpose. I would like, as just a quick correction, not the Cracked Media YouTube channel. It is going to be the XP Share Podcast,
Of course.
YouTube channel for now.
forgive me.
So we go into game 4.
Oh my
Now
god,
Gritaku
I was gonna
has
say,
to
are
be
we gonna
upset.
see an immediate elimination?
Gritaku has to be upset. Gritaku was in such a good position and then got nudged multiple times, and it clearly wants this win more than anything else. As a quick,
I cannot
Two
believe this. I
stocks!
cannot
A
believe this.
quick
We don't even have time to commentate on the match. 2 stocks already done. Gremlin's only taken 30 damage.
oh no! Gritaku really was saying, I was actually just playing. I was just playing. This is.
He's
no!
got for it though. Jake is not going to allow for this kind of absolute humiliation. He's come for a match. He knows that he has a chance at the grand finals. He is gonna earn his place. Sat at 81 damage. Gizmo sat only at 5. There it is. It's done. It's already over.
How long was it? How long was that game?
That match could not have been longer than 90 seconds,
I
if not
blinked.
60.
I blinked. Oh my god.
That was absolutely insane. That is a 3-1 victory. Congratulations to Gritaku, making your way to the grand final. Icy, congratulations. A very good performance there. Absolutely no shame to you whatsoever. And of course, it is not over for Icy, as they are now going to go to the finals of the second bracket, as Anthos is 2-0 up on Nizzle. We will see who will be facing Icy in that matchup. Icy has a chance to relax, time to get themselves prepared. There is another opportunity for someone to beat Gritaku someone gets a chance at revenge. Anthos gets a chance at retaining his championship, his ruling over this tournament. Icy gets a chance at redemption. Gritaku has a chance to dethrone the king. All is to be played for. I have to fill out the time of commentary because that match took about 110 seconds.
Well,
No, less
lucky
than
for
that.
you, I think we're gonna head to a short break while losers semis kind of wraps up. Unfortunately, they are in game, so we can't just sneak in there right now. So sit tight. We'll be back. Hopefully my lighting gets better. We'll we'll figure it out. And honestly, congratulations to everybody who in this tournament. Everyone's been playing well. This is not a tournament that anybody should feel ashamed of. Clearly everyone's playing well. So, yeah, I think we're going to go to a short break. Make sure you grab some water. Being hydrated is important. That goes for you as well, CJ. Learn that arenas are not stadiums or gymnasiums. And we'll be back.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going into losers finals as an update and kind of a recap of what's happened so far. We have Gritaku playing the Gizmo, going into grand finals. Anthos winning his losers semis match against Shaft Nizzle 3-0, going up against the Jake Wonder Kid, Icy Go Burr, who had lied to us saying that they would not bring out the Jake. But now we have Jake into Wonder Woman, so we saw
Let's go.
honestly 4 quick quick game. And I don't expect the aggression to stop.
Nah, absolutely. It's going to be an incredible match here on Sky Stage as Wonder Woman opens up, immediately getting 50 damage out on Jake. Looks like they're going for an early spike. Jake tries to avoid it, but caught now in the juggle. Are we going to see an early elimination?
Do we see Jake? I wonder if Icy Gober is intentionally taking a bunch of damage just to attempt to go for some cheese. Maybe get into the mental, you know? Maybe hurt the competitors in places that they've never been hurt before. Their ego. You know, that's...
There is definitely some kind of mental battle, mental side of this conflict. Again, able to get a lot of damage onto Jake, and now going for that elimination on the side. Obviously, this is a 5-round matchup, and Jake just lets a falls into the void below. Wonder Woman now with a 2-stock lead. This is getting very dicey.
Oh, good use of the shield coming down against the aerial barrage of Jake. Unfortunately, this is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a quick 3-0 against the Jake. None of the shenanigans working this time around. Maybe Anthos is just a little too cool-headed in the matchup. And we'll see the Queen of the North swinging out again.
Why? Possibly. It's good. It's a very interesting situation we find ourselves in. As we're going straight back into it, it looks like...
You're not going to do this to me. We're going back to Sky Arena. I can hear it in your voice. We're going back to Sky Arena.
I don't have a thesaurus open on my other monitor. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're going back to the Sky Arena. Running back, same characters, same map. With some punching. Anthos up 1 game.
Yep. Everyone wants to get these matches done very quickly. They have a grand final to get to. They have casseroles in the oven. And immediately Wonder Woman looked like they were going for a spike. Jake able to avoid it in this instance. A lot of dodging going around and a lot of slightly misjudged attacks. Jake trying to bait in a couple of hits there, but he does take the damage for it. Set at 54 with Wonder Woman now at 17.
Anthos is definitely playing a lot more patient than Grutaku was, and that may or may not be affecting the way that Icy's thinking about this matchup. And honestly, oh, gets the parry. Oh, is almost able to get the kill the same way that he did against the Gremlin. Oh, good dodge by Anthos.
A lot of very risky edge of the map plays, both dancing around in the air. The damage is rather even at this stage, but you got to remember that Anthos has that stock lead. Goes for a vertical spike. Not enough. In this instance, there it is able to secure the elimination. Now 2-0 up in the first round.
Icy's getting caught a little bit inside of his movement. And unfortunately, Anthos is the player that is going to take advantage of that. But, you know, you eat him up, you spit him out when the takeout's not good, okay? And
I was wondering where that was going, but you know what? We'll go with it. Oh, but not enough. Anthos isn't here to play games. He's here to win wars. The first victory... no, the second. Sorry. I deeply apologize. These matches are going so fast. The second point is going to go to Anthos as we go into our third round.
If you blink, the game's over. It's back to back to back to back. Icy has places to go, you know? He sees his name on that bus seat. 2 winners. And we're seeing a hover.
A hover over Gremlin, over the Gremlin, over Gizmo. It's got. This does now beg the question: if this ends up working out for Icy and he goes to the grand final,
no.
There's Aya. I was wondering if a potential mirror match was in the cards, but instead, we are going with nobody. We are going with Ms. Aya Stark.
I do think that Wonder Woman is a better matchup for Arya than the Gizmo, especially because, like I've been saying this entire tournament, Wonder Woman is kind of the more honest character of the cast, one of the more honest characters in the cast. She doesn't have any weird cheesy
won't last
mix-ups. Nothing you have
You're not
to
very smart,
particularly worry about that you aren't already worrying about.
Absolutely.
And, I see opening up with a couple of taunts, trying to get
Nope.
into the head of Anthos game 3.
Playing the mind games as we return to Sky Coliseum. Now Aya trying to get that damage in, but looks like Wonder Woman is going to be able to keep control here, both at an even 20. Aya able to get a very nice combo in. Not quite able to follow up on the elimination, but they're going to do their best to get as much in as possible. Wonder Woman answering back with a strike of her own, and the knife isn't going to land. The spike is going to do it, though. Wonder Woman at 70 damage, taking the first stock from Aya Stark.
Good awareness by Anthos to break the knife on the way to impact to make sure that Arya loses a recovery option. Icy is really loving these taunts. Oh!
An incredible landing!
Oh, I thought, unfortunately, Icy Gober not being able to find the finisher of the stock, but a great parry. I was going to say that whenever you see Arya's hands glowing purple, it will break the Wonder Woman shield with any move. And another taunt. Let's see if Wonder Woman decides whether or not she wants to pick up the human pie. I'm assuming she won't want it.
No.
Slow the enemy.
Focusing up on the matchup, it seems. Obviously, Icy has taken a lot of damage now, over 100 heat. Goes for the spike, and it does deliver.
Never forget.
Anthos staying a stock above in a 2-1 now, trying to iron out this victory, trying to get it over with nice and quickly, get straight to the grand finals. Already dealt a massive 70 damage to Icy. Icy not able to break the combos.
Oh my god. That will do it with a strong grounded down attack.
I could do this all
Anthos
day.
closes it out.
A classic
Unfortunately
Wonder
for
Woman
Icy,
victory.
good games, but isn't able to clutch it out in the end. Unfortunately, good losses though. A well-deserved third place for Icy Gober. Now Anthos is heading into grand finals against Gritaku, though Anthos is on the back foot, having to win 2 sets, not 2 games, 2 whole best of 5s to claim the first place crown once again. And now he has to go up against the Gremlin Gizmo. It may be past midnight for you, CJ, but you can feed this gremlin here in the States. And we're feeding him wins. We've been feeding him wins all day.
Feeding him elimination after elimination. Obviously, Gritaku has to be comfortable with what I'm going to coin a bit of a wrestling term here, with the championship advantage. Obviously coming in from the winner's bracket, but we've seen Anthos do the impossible before. Anthos was the one to beat the broken kit that was Iron Giant last week, forcing Trick to change up his gameplay. So I can see it going either way. I could see Anthos absolutely being able to stick it out potentially for 10 whole matches. We could absolutely see a sweep here from Gizmo. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see as we go back to Sky Amphitheater for our first round of the grand finals.
Everyone who needs me.
As a quick reminder, if you're not watching this on crackedmedia.com, why the hell not? You should do that. If not this time, next time. We see Anthos immediately opening up Gritaku. people think that going to losers can be a disadvantage as far as like the players go, because you have to play that extra game. You do have to play extra games in the loser bracket. But, you know, part of it does mean that you're still warm. You're still warmed up. And Anthos being able to take advantage of Gritaku. But Gritaku quickly finding his footing. Again, sending the Wonder Woman off stage. It's just kind of a quick back and forth. One hit after one hit. And then them both returning back to neutral.
Both are playing this incredibly safe. Although, with that being said, Anthos is going to take the first elimination. Although, with them being at 105 heat, going up to 114, being juggled in the air by Gizmo. Gritaku gets the elimination, taking no damage. The second stock is going to be faced on even footing. I mean, I don't think we've seen as even as a matchup like this in quite a long time. This is genuinely could go either way. I'm not even going to try and attempt to predict this.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there is something about these two competitors being able to punish each other in ways that, you know, all the other players in this tournament weren't able to do. I mean, that's why they're in grand finals. But clean stock from Anthos, able to keep Gizmo off of the stage and just nickel and diming until he gets the strong hit to send Gizmo off stage. And Gizmo struggling to get back into center, but is able to return the kill,
Now,
maintaining a
it's
low
my time
percentage,
to shine.
maintaining low damage as he kind of abuses that corner, but isn't able to do for long and gets punished for doing so. Oh.
Anthos known for being incredibly good at the ledge guarding, although positions are going to switch. That projectile very luckily missed. Anthos able to dodge it, stay alive in this matchup, both taking a very high amount of damage as the Hot Wheels is broken. Looks like Gizmo potentially going for a downward spike there to get the elimination. Now with the aerial juggles from both, it could go either way. Both are on the verge of being eliminated as Gizmo goes to over 100 heat in the death zone at this point.
We've seen Gizmo kill at lower percents. So this is truly anybody's game. Whoever gets the stray strong hit. Oh, and he catches Anthos waiting for too long. Anthos really thought that Gritaku was going to go back on stage and let Anthos make a decision, but Gritaku says, "You're waiting for me? No, I'm coming to you." And quickly eliminates the Wonder Woman off the wall. Punishes Anthos' hubris into thinking that this will be a slow, methodical match. Making sure that Anthos knows, hey, I'm here to play video games, so we're going to play the video game as we go into game 2. And opening up with just some high-octane Hot Wheels aggression.
No, absolutely trying to get that vicious opening that Gritaku is known for, able to finally get that combination off. 33-14, again playing around that ledge. A deadly position that these talented players are very good at manipulating and controlling. Able to avoid the Hot Wheels, both taking a severe amount of damage, sitting at around the 50-60 mark. Gritaku seems to have an ever so slight advantage on heat here, but it was like we were saying earlier, at this point numbers don't matter, it's just about positioning and execution of moves. And it now looks like that even though they have a bit more damage, Anthos is trying to get that favorable position.
What tricky movement from our Gizmo player here. Able to kind of go back and forth and break Anthos' ankles using the car to kind of blow up in the face, and now he's up 60%, putting Wonder Woman into kill range. If it wasn't cross stage, it would have killed, but it finds the follow-up anyways. First off goes to Anthos. Or not Anthos, sorry, taken from Anthos.
Absolutely,
Gritaku
but
is in a dangerous spot here.
Going to try and keep Gritaku in the air. Go for that elimination on the right-hand side of the stage. But it looks like Gritaku in this instance was able to make a landing. It doesn't matter though. 35 heat going into the second round of stocks is Anthos. Again, you know, these numbers are tiny in the grand scheme of things. Looks like they're going to go for a downward spike. Gritaku able to get themselves out of that position with a very nice dodge, although both remain firmly on the edge of the stage.
It really is starting to feel like the first 80 points of damage are just formalities at this point. They're quickly racking up the damage, but then once they're at that 80, 90 points of heat, that's when we're in dangerous territory where the combos will eliminate and grant the stock to whoever takes advantage of it. In this case, I think Gritaku on the Gizmo.
A very nice use of the vertical spike juggling and some incredible dodges as well from Gizmo. Now getting back into that very nice position. Gizmo enjoys being on the low ground, able to launch his Hot Wheels car upwards, obviously able to have a very powerful spike that, you know, Gritaku's been proven that he can juggle effectively. And of course, we have the umbrella and the bow and arrow firework that Gritaku favors quite heavily. However, the elimination is going to go to Anthos at this time, although being sat at 98 up to 100. He's in kill rate and he's done.
Anthos needs to figure out what to do about this Lamborghini running him over.
We're in a very rough spot.
Anthos will dodge one way, Gritaku will respond by just following him up, and it's really catching Anthos over and over and over again.
Sword,
and it's really
check.
contributed
Shield,
a lot
check.
to the
Thirst for
two
battle?
games that
Always
Gritaku
check.
is up.
Absolutely.
We're opening this game up with Gritaku getting the first couple of hits, but Anthos is clearly dodging a little bit more than he was last game.
Playing it very safe. Playing very safe, playing very defensive. Gets himself in a good spike position. Not able to pull it off though. The dodging from Gizmo. Gritaku's reactions are on point. Very even damage once again as we open this up. The Hot Wheels is going to be broken. Though the firework is going to deal a lot of damage. Are we going to see an elimination? Not this early in this instance. 95 damage to Wonder Woman, 44 on Gizmo. And now both look to be going for either a juggle or a spike, whatever they need to do to get their opponent close to the edge. Able to avoid the Hot Wheels. Another very good dodge. And we're back to the ledge guarding.
Wonder Woman at kill percent, but Gizmo's not far off. And we're looking at everyone's holding their breath, trying to close out this first stock. Gets the lasso of truth, and the truth is Anthos is going to take the first stock.
Very, very good use of the lasso. Very well trained in the kit. Immediately evened up by Gritaku, taking only 7 damage. Able to even this up immediately. And again, they're going for those aerial battles. So dangerous and incredibly entertaining to watch these high levels of play.
Anthos really trying to punish the setup by the Gizmo, but is unfortunately unable to do it and gets punished over and over again for dodging through the Hot Wheels. As honestly, Gritaku's starting to look like a Formula 1 driver. And finding these straight up air hits that string into each other very nicely. Is able to get that kill, but is at 90%, which means that he's also at kill percent. Like I said before, the first 80 really does feel like a formality.
It really does, and obviously Gritaku knows, you know, if he was able to win this matchup, that's it. He gets to go home. He beat the champion. Anthos knows he needs to win not only the next 3 matches, but another 3 after that. Is he potentially trying to pace himself for that long-term investment? Or is he just being too slow and letting Gritaku get these windows? Goes for a spike! Gritaku able to defend himself. They're now both below the stage, able to get back onto landing. Both now at that 70-80 damage range. Incredible amounts of heat. There it is! Anthos lives. Anthos is still in this matchup.
I had harder workouts before breakfast.
Holding it down, getting ready to try and climb this mountain. Not only does he have to reverse sweep this first game, he needs to make sure that it doesn't stay at tournament point. He's just got to hit 6 games over and over again, and it's not an easy thing to do. And without any time to waste, they said, let's run it back
here for everyone who needs me.
ASAP. I should have won that game. I deserve to win this tournament. That's what they're both thinking. As Gritaku finds the first opening. Is it a quick kill?
That was so close. You could not be any closer to the edge without being eliminated. Gritaku going for it a second time, and that extra amount of damage was enough. He's not playing around. He knows he has to end this now. Needs to end it quickly. Needs to end it efficiently. A very good use of the Hot Wheels, and now just spiking constantly on the edge. Able to switch up positions, but Wonder Woman still fighting to stay alive at 80 damage now, going up to 90, over 100 heat. There's a second elimination. Gremlins only at 11, now 20, now 30.
Those might be needing an umbrella just because it might be raining on his parade. He won last tournament, but he's down 2 stocks. The Gizmo just needs 1 more. As he finds an opening, chipping, he's chipping away at this.
There it is.
Wonder Woman, and he closes out the tournament, showing that Gizmo's still good. Gizmo's still able to do all of his things. Formula 1, jazz, movie enjoyer. I can finally breathe. My God, CJ. What a good tournament.
An incredible tournament. Some very
Gritaku?
close matchups. Some very quick eliminations. Very fast matches. Massively high level play. Everyone who took part in this tournament is something to be proud of. We have a new champion.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Gritaku.
Yeah, I honestly, congratulations to everyone who played. Gritaku winning it from winner's side. It was close multiple times. His tournament run or his winner's run almost got ended multiple times, but able to clutch it through. Remember that all of these games are on the XP Share podcast YouTube. You can also catch all of these games on the Cracked-Media website if you're trying to find out where everything is being hosted. The website's great. We're going to be here next week. Make sure that you are here. If you're not here, you better be playing in the tournament. And I think not this weekend, but next weekend, the XP Share podcast will be back. It will be featuring CJ to my left. And unfortunately, I will not be able to be there for some other events that happened to be planned before we decided that we're going to be doing that podcast. So I'm sorry. I know.
No,
it's a little
absolutely.
disappointing.
And of course, make sure if you have been hanging out in the Twitch chat for this live stream, you go and check your MultiVersus drops. The stream has been live for 2 hours, so if you've been here since the beginning, you should be able to pick up all 3 drops And of course, as a reminder, if you have been grabbing those, you could get the Snack of Champs sticker, the Eyes of a Warrior icon, and the running ring out animation. Make sure you grab those from your drops and rewards tab. You should have a little notification in the top of your screen telling you if you have any. Congratulations once again to all our amazing competitors. And if you would like to see any of these matchups, if you would like to study them for participating in next week's tournament, or you just want to see how quickly some of the eliminations were taking place, of course, go to the YouTube channel, as Quang has beautifully plugged many, many times. And Crack
Editor,
Media
please
was...
remove all of CJ's torture of myself.
No, I still have more. I have an entire thesaurus here, so there's plenty for next time. Don't you worry. Edge is the next word that I'm gonna start subbing out, I think. But
It's
of course,
an acronym. Okay,
it's it's a word that we say, so it's valid.
I'm going to send CJ to bed. Y'all better be here next week, same time, same place. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
I wish I would have seen all the signs, the little looks, the bitter goodbyes. I thought we'd make it through somehow, through somehow. But then it came, all the slamming doors. I blinked and it's over. I don't feel like I felt before. Wish I'd do it all over. You never know just what you got into. It's gone, 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 gone. You never know just what you got into. It's gone, 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 gone. You used to call, I wouldn't pick up. You used to say, you know I'm the one. I used to think it just for now, just for now.